In this session today, we'll be deploying a SCOM 2019 reporting services role into our existing environment. So let's go ahead and get started. So here we are, we're on our desktop on our SQL server actually is where we need to install this, and we'll go ahead and launch the setup. So I just have a shortcut here to the SCOM 2019 setup. Give that a moment to load. So once that comes up, we can go ahead and click install. Give that a few moments to get the setup all up and going. Alright, so once that's up, we'll see all available roles, the roles that are available installed, and then possibly the roles that you already have installed or are not eligible for installation. So in the case of, you see when I hover over the management server, for example, it tells me that I already have an agent installed. So that's why the management server is grayed out, since I already have that agent installed on there. So it won't let me install the management server role on a system that already has an agent. So your mileage may vary. If you don't have an agent installed, it may actually be an option, but in this case, we're not installing the management server anyway. We actually want to install the reporting server. So you'll just click the box next to it and click next. And then you need to select installation location or where you want to install it. So I don't want it on my C, so I'm just gonna go spot check my drives, and E looks like a good spot for me. So I'll go ahead and use my E drive for the installation. If I can type right there. Alright, got my E drive, and go ahead and click next. That'll go through and verify some prerequisites for the system. So here I'm seeing I got a pending restart on this system, but I don't want to do that right now, so I'm gonna just go ahead and power through the rest of the wizard, and then I'll do my reboot at another time. So I'm gonna go ahead and click next, go ahead and accept the licensing terms, and click next again. And now you need to type in the name of your management server. So I'm gonna go ahead and put in the fully qualified name for my management server, and that looks right to me. Let's click next. And then it'll go and enumerate your local SQL reporting service instance on the system. So if you have more than one, you'll see multiple in the drop down. In my case, I only have just the one. So I'll go ahead, select it, and click next. And then it'll go through and try to verify various different compatibility features, as far as like if it's the right service, if the security settings are right, if there's, as long as there's not another say another SCOM instance or something using that instance, it'll go through and perform all of those particular checks. And then if it's successful, it'll continue. So let's get us a few moments here. Let's see what my results are. So okay, it looks like I'm getting an error of some type. So no additional text come up on the screen, but as you can see on the far left hand side here, over right there, we have a red checkbox. So it's saying SQL Server agent service is not running for this instance. So let's go and fix that. So go ahead and launch services. Let's close that out of there. So yeah, back in services, we'll go and look for that SQL Server agent service that it said is not running. So we go and find it, and we see that it's not running. So let's just go ahead and start that up. And let's jump right back over to the wizard. So I'm just going to go previous, next, and then next again to have it go and run those pre-checks again. So that time, you see it went through pretty quickly without an error. So we'll continue on. So now it's asking us for a data reader account. We'll go ahead and type that in. And I think I use this account. Maybe. I'm not sure, but let's go ahead and type in password for that one. Actually, yeah, I think I used read. UAT SCOM UAT read might have been my account, and that's a different password for that one. Let's go next. Okay, so maybe I didn't use that account. So it's give me an error saying that, hey, that account doesn't match what it sees in the manager group. So yeah, I probably use a different account when I install that. So let's try another account here. This might be the one that I used. Reader instead of read. And go ahead and type password for, if I can type it right, type the password for that one. And go next. There we go. Okay, now we have the right account. So you have this screen that comes up on almost every installer for SCOM, where it's just telling you that, hey, Microsoft may collect certain information, and it's on by default. You can kind of turn it off later. So you kind of read through that, and we'll go next. This just tell you summary what it's about to do. We'll go ahead and install. So this will take a little while to install. It'll go through and install all the components for this. So we'll give this a few minutes to go through. So it's just going through the various different steps. So now it's configuring the security. So configuring security part may be the longest step potentially. And then it'll go through security extensions. And then it will create the data sources, and there's a few other steps in here, but after it goes through all of those, you'll end up at this complete screen, and look like we were successful in this case. So we'll go ahead and say close, and we'll go ahead and close the wizard. So at this point we have reporting services installed, but there's really not much to see here on this server. So what we need to do is go to a system that has the full console install on it, and then we can go and verify that the installation works, and we see the console, and we see reporting, and we see reports, which is the point behind all of this. So let's do that. So here we are, we're over on the SCOM full console, and we're gonna go and look for reporting. So when you log into the console here, so in this case, this console was already open before I started the installation. So over here on the left hand side, we see monitoring, authoring, administration, and my workspace. No reporting. So what happened? Did the installation not actually work? Actually no. It's worked fine. So all you have to do is just go ahead and close your console, and then if you relaunch it, you should get your reporting button after doing that, if everything went as planned. So there we go. In this case, you see after we relaunched it, now that reporting button showed up. If I go ahead and click into that, some reports should have started deploying out to the system. So what you see initially may be a little bit different than what I'm showing here, but in the background, those reports that's embedded in your manage pack will start deploying out to the system as you're doing this. So as you see here, I have various different ones that's here, and what you have may vary depending on the manage packs in your environment, but eventually you should see some reports and things that show up. So hopefully this brief tutorial has been useful, and I will see you in the next one.